Hey, good evening guys, Tush coming at you. Monday, April 6th, just after 6:45. We've had our dinner. Had not a bad day at work today, and actually not a bad drive home. Traffic was much lighter than normal. I guess a lot of people had today off, which was great. Made my drive a little bit easier. So we're on to the water pump as promised. So what we're going to do is we're going to separate the components. We're going to take this piping off. We're going to take the pulley off. And we're going to take the impeller part off from the body. I do like these old pumps because they have the greasable zircon on them. So we'll have a look and give it a quick inspection. We'll also give it a good cleanup, and then we'll put some paint on it. I think what I'll do is we'll paint the pulley black, we'll paint the body black, and we'll paint the impeller part. We'll do that cast iron gray, so have a little bit of a contrasting color there. So we'll get to work and strip that apart, get it cleaned up, and we'll come back in a little bit. Alright guys, just wanted to take a quick video just to show you the components of this water pump. So as mentioned, I've got the pipe off the end, which came off not too bad. It's got a compression fitting on the end, so we'll get that cleaned up. Then you've got the pulley, and what I used to get the pulley off was just this Pitman arm puller, just on the center and pulling under the edges of the pulley. So that came off. The pulley is keyed. I just used an impact driver to get the nut off. So it's a keyed pulley. So let me just pull that off. I mean, see if I can do this one-handed without too shaky of a camera. Let's see here. There we go. So there's the pulley off. All right. There's the impeller part. So I've already undone the bolts and nuts. One through bolt that goes into the block, and the other two are just held on by nuts. So here's that piece is, just lifts off. There's the impeller. Looks to be in pretty good shape. Alright. And then there's the main housing. So there you go. Those are all the parts. Anyway, we'll get to scrubbing these down, and we'll make them look a whole lot better than they do now, and we'll come back in a bit. Alright guys, quick view of the blasted parts before they go into paint. There's the housing, there's the pipe, and there's the pulley, and there's the pump over there. It's already been painted. So we'll paint these black over here. We'll actually hang them up. We'll give them one more thorough cleaning with some rubbing alcohol, and we'll hang them up. And we'll give them their coats of black. Just want to give you a shot of that before they go into black, guys. Alright guys, just after 10 o'clock, about 10 after 10, and we've got the paint on the pulley and the housing and the piping, so we'll let that dry overnight, and then we will get back out here, we'll unmask it, and we'll do a reveal tomorrow night, and we'll figure out what to move on to tomorrow. There's the last piece. Anyway, we'll give you a shot of that tomorrow. Once it's nice and dry, we'll put it back together and we'll give you a shot of it. We'll talk to you then, guys. Have a good night. Alright guys, it's now Tuesday, April 7th, just coming up to 7:45 in the evening, and we're out in the garage taking a look at those parts we painted yesterday, and they look good. I've just put the gasket on this one. We'll just take that off. So yeah, so they look good. We're going to get them put back together, and we'll get some new fasteners, and we'll put it back together, and we'll bring you back for a little after shot. See you in a bit. Alright guys, just after 8:15, and we got her all back together. So there's the after pictures. Hopefully they're coming through okay. I think it looks pretty good with that sort of cast piece sort of sandwiched in there between the black. Looks good enough to put back on the car now. Big difference in the before and after. I hope you can see that. And it should function just fine. Alright guys, we'll move on to the next project. We'll just dig through the bin and keep going. Alright guys, quick update. Just coming up to 9:30, and I'm just about getting ready to go in for the night. I got a few things to do before work tomorrow. So I just went through the bin and sort of working my way from the top to the bottom, and these are the parts that I've sort of decided to do next. So this is the gearbox mount, and I think I showed you in a previous video I have a new mount. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean up this nasty old one, and we'll get that painted up and we'll get the new mount installed. So that's one thing we want to do. I've got the radiator downpipe. This is a metal section. The center section is metal, so we're going to take off the old outer hoses and we're going to refinish that center section. Got the dipstick here. We're going to finish this up a little bit better. And we'll get that rust off of it. We'll put a new felt seal on the bottom of it. I was thinking I might actually plasti dip the top of this. We'll have to wait and see. I think I have some plasti dip somewhere. Maybe we'll go ahead and do that, but we'll wait and see what we decide. And then finally getting around to doing that road draft tube that we talked about before. It's in pretty good shape actually. It just needs to be really sort of scrubbed down a little bit and just scuffed up with some sandpaper and repainted. So that should be a fairly easy job on that one. So those are the bits we're going to concentrate on next, and then we'll find something else to do after that. So there's no shortage of parts to do. I think what we might do after that is actually start working on the pedal box and the clutch and brake master cylinders and the reservoir. So that's always kind of a fun job to do. That always looks nice when that's completed. So we may go ahead and do that and get that looking a little bit better. So that's sort of up to the top of the box. So we've got that and the blanking plate, and I can see a few other things in there that we might be interested in doing. There's a pedal box in there as well. So anyway, we'll like I said, there's no shortage of stuff to do. We'll figure out what we're going to do after we finish these. So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. So we'll finish this stuff up first, and then we'll get moving on to the next bit. So there's what we got lined up for the rest of the week. All right, guys.